How to properly demo a bathroom. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're still working at our Copperfield kitchen remodel project, but I wanted to take you back first and give you some quick tips and insight on a master bathroom project that we're remodeling as well. On this project, we already finished 2 upstairs bathrooms where we converted Jack and Jill into 2 individual full bathrooms. Now we went downstairs and we started remodeling the master bathroom. The very first thing that we like to do is really protect the entire area with zip walls, which are basically zip poles that are connected by plastic, and it makes a plastic barrier. We do that at all the entry points and create just a path for us to walk out of the home and to the trucks where we're going to be removing all the debris. We protect all the floors with not only a water resistant roofing underlayment, which is our preferred choice over plastic because it's a lot more tear resistant. And then we go over that with bram board, which is a pretty thick cardboard that gets rolled out. We tape all that up, and now we're comfortable with working and not having to worry about damaging the areas that we're not going to be working in. So we started off with gutting the bathroom completely. We had a couple of people in the bathroom. When you're demolishing a bathroom, you have a lot of components. You have vanity, you have countertops, you have tile on the floors, tile on the tub surrounds. Sometimes if there's a shower, you have tile inside the shower as well. You can have a shower pan, which is basically the shower floor and the concrete that's used to kind of slope the floor so everything goes into the drain and creates a lot of dust, and the debris is pretty heavy once you get it going. So our tools of choice when we're demolishing a bathroom, number 1 tool, a basic hammer and pry bar. We use that to kind of pull off any of the tile that can come off all at once, so we're not picking up little pieces here and there. We also like a reciprocating saw. Sometimes on older homes, we find that there's a lot of wire mesh and lathe. The tricky part with bathrooms a lot of times is that there's a lot of work that needs to be done and not a lot of space. So you really have to work well with your team to make sure you're not bumping into each other and that you're keeping a safe distance when you're using your power tools and hand tools. There's a lot of moving parts that have to get demolished. You know, you have your vanity, you have your countertops, you have your floors, your tub. You have to disconnect plumbing and make sure that you're not demolishing something that's still turned on, which might create a water leak. So that is probably one of the biggest hurdles that you have to overcome when you're demolishing a bathroom. It's a lot of work, small space, and you need a good amount of people to kind of do the demolition, bag all the debris, and then unload or remove all the debris from the space, so you can constantly not only keep a clear and safe space, but so the debris doesn't pile up as you continue to do the demolition. So with the bathroom, the first thing that we like to do is demolish the vanity. The vanity is probably the biggest piece that's in the way, that's taking up floor space. So we pulled off all the countertops after we disconnected all the plumbing. Then we cut the cabinet into pieces with a reciprocating saw and broke it down with a hammer. That helps collapse all the debris into our truck. In this case, we didn't have a dumpster on site. We brought our truck so we can easily load in and out all the debris. It wasn't enough to really justify having a dumpster on site. So we broke down the cabinet, and as we're breaking things down, we're taking it out to the truck so we can take it out to the dump. The next thing that we did after the vanity was demolished was remove the bathtub. This was a built-in bathtub. It's made out of cultured marble. It was probably installed before or during the house construction. And I guess when the builders were putting everything in its place, it's easy to move a big bathtub with no drywall or tile in place. They're not really worried about damaging any of the walls because nothing's in place yet. But it's kind of the opposite when you're doing demolition. It's very difficult to remove such a large piece of a fixture through the house without damaging anything. So what we like to do, especially if it's cultured marble or a cast iron, is we just break it into pieces and remove it little by little. That makes things manageable. It makes it a little bit safe to not have to carry something so heavy. And it also protects the home from getting any damage while we're doing the demolition. So now that the vanity and the bathtub have been removed, we really start to tackle all the tile on the floor and the walls. Our tool of choice, in this case for it being such a small area, is just a demo bar. And basically what that is it's a really heavy metal spike, and we break the tile into pieces by just slamming it into the tile. We do that because it helps contain the dust instead of using a jackhammer where it's kind of chipping away at everything that gets in its way, and it really creates a lot of dust. So the tool that we like to use is a demo bar. We also try to contain some of the dust by bringing in a HEPA filter. What it does is it sucks out all of the air in the space that we're using, and it vents it out through a duct out of the window and outside of the house. So it makes it a little bit more comfortable for us to work in the space. One important factor that we always like to stress is bag as you go. We try to do as much work as we can throughout the space until it just becomes a little uncomfortable to work in, and we start to bag everything and remove it in demo bags. Demo bags, I think we got introduced to demo bags about 2 years ago, 3 years ago or so. They're plastic woven trash bags. They're really tough. They're tear resistant. They're not water resistant, so we always like to have anything that might have any leaking. We still use the plastic black garbage bags for that, but for anything that has nails, anything that's drywall or lumber that can be bagged, we use demo bags, and we kind of bag as we go. Have maybe 1 or 2 bags inside of the space, and then we just start taking them out so we can constantly have clearer space to work and continue the demolition. So we really don't call the job complete until everything has been demolished, and that includes the nails and the screws that were used to fasten the drywall. Once all the plumbing and the electrical and everything that comes before drywall is completed, the last thing we want to do is start to take out nails that were left over from the debris phase. We kind of always want to fall forward as much as we can. There's always 1 or 2 that might be missed in the corners, but for the most part, we like to clean off all the studs. We like to vacuum all the cavities so that, again, we leave a good impression on our first couple of days at the job site. We keep the job site clean, and that helps set the tone for the next trades that come in, and they realize that the way that the job site's left, the way that we've maintained the job site, that's how we expect it to progress as the job moves forward. So cleaning everything as much as possible is crucial, and it really gives a good impression on everybody that's going to be working on the job to maintain it at that certain level. So with a couple of people on your team, a couple of hand tools, a handful of power tools, you should be able to do a really efficient demolition job on a bathroom. You know, if you're methodical with the way you approach the demolition, create space for yourself so everybody can work, protect all the existing spaces that you're not going to be working in, so you don't have to create additional issues for you in those spaces. Clean as you go, safety first. These are some of the things that, you know, we like to keep in mind when we're doing a good demolition, and more importantly, doing a thorough job so that you're not taking a step back as the project completes, because if every phase you have to take a step back, now that not only lengthens the project, but it really creates this lack of a workflow, and that ultimately, I believe that the quality in the project suffers because of that. So try to do as thorough of a job as possible, including pulling all your nails, sweeping, vacuuming all the cavities, and that will ensure that you have a successful demolition phase and a successful project as well. So hope you learned a little bit more. If you have any questions or would like any specific details on our demolition process, you can always comment in our video. You can shoot us a message, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It really helps us know that we're getting our message across, and you'll also get notified on future videos, which you can keep track on the projects that we're doing. So really hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something, and we'll see you on the next video.